Welcome to module number 4, session number 9. In this module, we shall look into some best practices that pertain to applying the review and adapt process, and we would demonstrate an understanding of this particular process. This is a process table. What inputs do we require, and what activities do we carry out, and what is the output of this process? So to carry out the review and adapt process, we need the strategic risk management policy that is approved, strategic risk management process guide that is approved perspective level risk approach, and each and every current risk information. As a part of activities, we carry out commission assurance of risk content as well as MOR4 integrated framework. We evaluate risk culture and competence. We describe adjustments to guidance as required. And the ultimate output of this process would include plans for risk management improvement. So a deep dive in terms of the activities carried out in this process. This is where we commission assurance of risk content and MOR4 integrated framework. In the strategic perspective, the trustees or board of directors are responsible for making sure that risk management creates as well as protects value, comprising the effectiveness of the internal control framework. Commissioning risk-informed assurance activities via the internal audit function is the one way in which the board will fulfill its role. Assurance activities that are associated with risk management may be concentrated on risk content. Now, assurance is all about providing transparency and confidence to the delegated risk authority. On the other hand, it can focus on MOR integrated frameworks application, its principles, as well as the process cycle across the perspectives. It is crucial to concentrate on the effectiveness of risk ownership and identify ways to enhance the way in which risk ownership is allocated and how the risk owners are empowered to accomplish their role. It is also suitable for assurance activities that are concentrated on risk management to be commissioned in other perspectives, either on a planned basis at essential decision gates in a project or program, or that triggered by an event-like issue occurring or major incidents. A simple example of gates, decision gates on major projects and programs in countries like Australia, UK, and New Zealand are the gateway reviews that are carried out, usually with an oversight provided by the treasury departments of the respective countries. Even before we move from one stage of an investment to another stage, there's usually a decision gate where we do an assurance of that particular piece of work. Another activity relevant to this particular process is analyzing risk competence and culture. The main determinant of risk management effectiveness is risk culture, as supported by MOR4 principle for creating a supportive culture. The following are the 4 areas of risk culture that are required to work together: leadership, collaboration, support, and recognition. Processes can be carefully designed and defined, but individuals are not authorized to take considered risks without a supportive culture. Risk management can then become an administrative practice that hardly protects the value and definitely does not create it. Analyzing the risk culture's maturity is essential for the process cycle. This activity needs to be undertaken in the strategic perspective on a planned basis as a part of the role of the trustees or board of directors. This could be a part of the planned internal audit cycle, or it can be managed separately. However, teams or individual departments can have a separate culture. A formal risk culture review is improbable to result from a perspective other than the strategic. It is the accountability of leaders in each perspective to be aware of the dependency between risk management, performance, and culture, and hence to be looking for methods to continually improve over time. Another activity that we carry out as a part of reviewing and adapting is to define adjustments to guidance as necessary. The strategic risk policy of the organization and process guide may require to be updated after the formal reviews of risk management at a strategic level. This may also trigger changes to techniques that are used by the organization, training of stakeholders and staff, as well as changes to technology that are utilized to support risk management. Where this happens, proportionate changes to guidance will be required across each and every relevant perspective-specific guidance. Requirements for change must be described in a change improvement plan. Generally, minor adjustments will be needed regularly as every cycle completes and begins again. It is a principle of MOR 4 to build continual improvement in every cycle across all perspectives. One way to keep the conversation regarding risk alive is to keep the team concentrated on the way in which risk management can be continually improved. Significantly, risk management also depends on clear guidance and constant risk prioritization. Hence, the individuals responsible for risk management in each perspective must ensure the local practices constantly improve and continue to fulfill the organizational level guidance. What are the techniques relevant to this particular process? There are a couple of them: audits/health checks and maturity assessments. Audits/health checks, there are several ways in which the health of risk management can be ascertained with the help of a health check or a form of an audit. As with all assurance activities, the work must be planned with a clear scope and a logical way of gathering and evaluating data and providing a report that allows the organization to improve and learn. Any assurance activity is required to address each aspect of the MOR integrated framework. Maturity assessments is another technique. Several organizations use a maturity model approach to plan improvement activities as well as to benchmark their performance across the sector or in their sector to reflect the requirement to continually improve how value is created from risk management. There are several commercially available maturity models in the market. The capability maturity model, also called as CMM, is a parent of majority of the maturity models. So CMM was published by the Software Engineering Institute at Carnegie Mellon University, US in 1986. Henceforth, the ideas that underpin the capability maturity model have been adopted for usage in several areas involving the AXELOS portfolio program, project management maturity model, and in risk management.